with B-Bad and Brandon.
Take video.
Me sitting in front of you two. I'll be out of angle close to you.
Nah, Luke's still out of angles, you dude. No. No.
Got a clap.
Good thing it's not about the angles, huh?
If you watch the video back, it's like in slow mo. Anyways, welcome back. Platform episode 3. I am Brandon Greco, your host, with co-host Johnny B-Bad Nelson. Throwing in that last name again.
I had to think about that for a second.
I know, because I always want to say his last name, but then I get so confused with B-Bad and Nelson.
Don't let it out, bro. Look, I keep telling people my middle name's Brad, and it's actually bad as a last name.
Nah, but see, that's the thing though. I'm throwing you under the bus here, bro.
Damn. Mum will be stoked.
Yeah. I remember the first time I saw his name on one of the lifting sheets, and I'm like,
Who the hell is
Johnny
Nelson?
Nelson. It's like, and I said to Kerry, I was like, Johnny's name's not on the list. It's like, maybe he's not competing today or something.
The whole time we were all just in the background, be like, I think I went up to you and was like, dude, you're not on the list. He's like, yeah, and you pointed to it, and I was like,
You wouldn't have known.
no, who the hell is that? Anyways, welcome to Mr. Luke Poli. Welcome to the show, mate. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
It's going to be a fun time.
Mate, kick things off. Super exciting.
Yes.
You have 21 words. Who you are and what do you do? And we're counting the words.
He's counting.
I'm counting them.
Wow.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm
21.
gonna start counting from now.
I'm Luke Poli.
That's it.
Crikey, this is the hard one. Man.
That's like 100.
I know.
Why'd you say those words?
You're in 9 deep.
That's not a word, is it?
No. No one's ever asked me that. Wow.
That's you've
You can't
lost.
count those words, motherfucker.
You got 6 left, bro. This is it.
Restart.
Okay, restart. Here we go.
Restart.
Ready?
Okay.
We didn't give Ricky a restart.
Nah, we'll get with the lead.
Ricky probably didn't need a restart.
He actually did really well with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Okay, here we go.
you're an engineer. That does nothing.
Starting again.
Okay. My name is Luke Poli. I'm a electrical engineer by profession, and I'm actually working in an electrical engineer's job right now. I have 3 kids, a partner, 2 step-kids, and I do powerlifting. And my name
You're
is
out.
Yeah, you were at like 20 words ago.
Maddie went 30, I think. We'll have to do a recount.
Well, yeah, we'll watch the video back for
Yeah,
that.
but you can't count like the A's and the D's.
I have so far.
Yeah.
You say it a lot.
Those aren't really words. They're just fillers, right?
Well, I mean, you pretty much just summed up who you are, so I think we're done here. So wrap
I
up.
want to learn all about all of it.
Yeah. So, Mr. Luke Poli, now, you mentioned at the very last point there, you were talking about that you're a powerlifter. Very classic understatement.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
For those listening at home, Luke Poli is one of the big dogs and has competed at 3 out of the 4 big dogs. Best total 1,000 kilos, 1,000 kilo total. Obviously, super heavyweight division. Well, no weight class there, is there?
My weight classes in the jungle, as they say.
Brandon, who was that? Brandon Lilly.
Yeah, Brennan Lilly.
Yeah, Jesus.
Good guy.
Yes. But you're an interesting character in the realm of lifting and outside the realm, because you're actually one of the smartest people I've ever actually spoken to.
That's a big call, but I'll take it.
It is a very big call, but as you said, you're an electrical engineer, and I can't even remember what we were talking about, but you explained this theory and concept to me, and I literally had to walk away and ask someone about 3 words you used, and they didn't know either. They honestly
Oh, that's funny.
yeah. But electrical engineer, powerlifter, when was your first comp?
My first ever powerlifting comp was a novice comp in 2007
Wow.
in Townsville, believe it or not.
Wow.
Because you're from up north.
Yeah, I was born and raised on a sugarcane farm
Wow.
in North Queensland.
Jeez.
Yeah.
How'd you find powerlifting? 'Cause
It-
especially
well,
back then-
It kind of found me, actually, because when I was young, I grew up in a town where there was a weightlifting gym,
Mm-hmm.
weightlifting as in
Olympic lifting.
And there's a few guys in there who used to do powerlifting.
Yep.
And I ended up going in there when I was about 15 or 16. That's when I started doing weight training. And there was a bunch of these old guys in there who had done Olympic lifting and a bit of powerlifting and whatever. So I started training with those guys. Actually, my throws coach who took me into there.
Yeah, because you're a shot putter in high school.
Yeah, I was watching my brother do track and field when I was about 12 years old. And I wanted to do that, so I started throwing discus and shot put. Did that, and then I met this guy in Townsville, Ian Bollard's his name. He's turned into one of my best mates, mentors, and he was my discus coach. And he knew the guys that train weights in that gym, so he took me and introduced me and started getting me into some weight training. And so that was my first taste of powerlifting. And then I left the little town, went to Townsville, did uni, joined the Air Force.
Yeah, right.
So I competed right up until I think my second year at uni in throws.
Yep.
I was specialising more in discus at that stage.
Did you compete big comps? Was that?
Well, I had a little bit of success as a teenager.
Yep.
Competed in state and national level championship events.
Cool.
Picked up the odd medal here and there.
Yep.
There was always one or two guys that were always the winners.
Yep.
One guy in particular, his name's Justin Elzark, he ended up competing at the Olympics and so forth.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's huge.
At Athens Olympics, actually, 2004.
Wow.
So that was cool. Competed for Australia, had some sort of big grade international comps like Oceania Champs.
Yep.
Arafura Games and so forth over the years.
That's awesome, man. That's
A lot of fun.
Won a few of those. Still got a few records floating around.
Really?
Wow.
How far could you throw them?
The best discus throw I ever did with the Open Olympic weight was 55.19.
Yep.
Wow.
Which wasn't not too bad.
Not too bad.
It sounds like a long way.
Shot put was around, I can't remember exactly, around 15 metres or something.
Jeez.
Just shy. Gave that away in 2006.
Yeah.
When I left the Air Force.
Were you training weights for the throwing and stuff?
Yeah, it's just training a lot of weights actually.
Yeah, it's just all you just been like strength sports is where
peak of my throwing period, I was benching over 200 and squatting around 280. Never did any deadlifts.
Yeah.
Clean and jerk, sort of 150, 160, snatching,
Jeez.
20-ish.
I'd love to see you snatch. Just FYI. Can you
You
snatch?
want to see it? I can drop my pants.
Yeah.
I've got an ollie bar we can bring down.
I want to see you snatch,
if
mate.
I tried to snatch now, my left shoulder would just tear out of the socket.
Look, for the entertainment value, I think it's almost worth it.
No, I wouldn't even try those lifts now.
Okay, so you were strong as hell throughout the Air Force. Now, what did you do in the Air Force?
I was an electronics engineering officer.
Okay, yeah.
Wow. How long did you serve?
I did 5.5 years.
Yeah, cool.
Not too long.
Yeah.
I've been out well and truly, longer than any time I served. But it was a good start to the career. It's basically the start of my career.
And then while you were in the Air Force, still you found powerlifting.
No.
So once you left the Air Force.
Yeah, because I actually the Australian Defence Force have a track and field team.
Yeah.
And I used to compete for them.
Yeah.
The
Wow.
last couple of years in the Air Force, they were flying me to comps and so forth.
That's pretty cool.
Around Australia or around other places?
Around Australia. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the best comp I ever competed at was the which was the final trial actually, where they they turned the MCG into a track and field arena.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
So
Totally. A bit young.
they did a pre-games trial.
Really?
Yeah, and I competed at that pre-games trial for the ADF.
That would have been awesome.
That
was
would have
cool.
been cool.
Yeah, walking into the MCG and looking up into the stadium, and it was awesome. I came like 5th or 6th or something or other.
So you're not a real not a newbie to the big stage in sports.
No, well, it's always been in my blood. I've got that competitive streak, You've got to have an outlet for that sort of thing, otherwise it just eats you up inside, So when so I left the Air Force, quit throwing.
Why'd you quit throwing?
It was just too hard logistically because I moved into resources for work.
Yep.
I was living in small mining towns,
Yeah.
no facilities, but they still had a gym.
Uh-huh.
So I still kept trying to weigh. Actually, the first place I moved to was Mount Isa, and Mount Isa was one of the old school powerlifting regions.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so when I got there,
there you go.
Powerlifting had died off.
Yeah. There was a bit of a lull.
Yeah, so I think it was the 90s were the peak of powerlifting in that era, and then it sort of died off. But there was the gyms there was all the old equipment, and power racks and all that sort of good equipment.
Yep.
So I kept training there, and then moved back to the coast, North Queensland, to Townsville.
Yep.
And then I ended up meeting, you remember that guy, Pete?
Yeah.
Flecker?
He came down and competed in Showdown, wasn't
So I actually was at the Muscle and Fitness Gym or something right anyway in Townsville.
it? It's still there.
I started training there when I moved to Townsville, and that's when I met Pete.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then he got you into powerlifting.
Yeah, and then I did a novice comp.
Yep.
Actually, it was the novice comp that I met him at, sorry.
Yeah, right.
I'm getting things a bit arse about there, but I met him at that novice comp, and then we trained together for a bit, 2007, 2008.
Shit, yeah.
Um,
What was your numbers in that
Did
novice
it-
comp, if you can remember way back
it
when?
was like a 220 squat.
Yeah. And that's bennies, sleeves. What are you running back there?
I was that was just knee wraps
Yeah.
because it was equipped at that time.
Glory
But I
days.
didn't have a squat suit at
Yeah.
that stage.
So you pretty much did raw with wraps.
There's
these days.
2 minute knee wraps and a dodgy belt.
Yep.
It's like a 170 bench
Yep.
and I don't know 200 and something
Deadlift.
deadlift. Low 200s, you know.
Yeah.
So that means you must have played a little bit of equip stuff?
And then I
Yeah.
went full on into equipped.
Yeah.
So what year is this? 2008, 2000?
Yeah, 2000, and then I ended up moving to because remember the GFC that hit.
Yeah.
Well, it hit, and then I ended up having to move to New South Wales for work. And I actually competed at the 2009 National Championships. It was actually Adele Manuel's
First comp.
when he competed at the National Champs as well. That's where I first met Adele.
No way.
Back in 2009?
Back in 2009, yeah, we competed together. He just obliterated everybody, but as he usually does, you know.
What's your, what did you total that comp?
I think I was a 2
This is equipped, sorry?
equipped,
Yeah.
262 squat or something.
Yeah.
I wanted more, but I messed up with getting my temp selections in properly, and I timed out. And
Oh,
because
really?
it's real strict, right?
Yeah.
They were policing the minute.
That's, what federation would that have been?
with
PA?
Powerlifting Australia.
Yeah.
But that's normal, right? When you're competing, and I just wasn't used to it. So I
Yeah,
went to the national champs, opened on 260, and then I was supposed to take a jump to like 280 or something or other, and I timed out and only put 262 on there, and then I just got the headspace ballsed up and missed the next 2 attempts.
Fuck.
But anyway, I think I benched like 185 or something.
Yeah.
Deadlifted 200 and something. I can't even remember the numbers, to be honest.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think the videos are on my YouTube account.
Oh, really?
Old videos, yeah.
Wait, I'm going to hunt them down for
Well,
this.
let's-
I remember the first time I met Warwick Eccles.
Yeah.
He mentioned he saw my videos on YouTube, and I'm like, crikey, I better go and have a look at them because I'd completely forgotten about them.
I'm going to search this.
Because I was just wearing dodgy sand shoes as well.
Yeah.
Oh, the glory days.
It's hilarious. when you look
What?
back and think about it now, you know, it's like
So, back then, you meet Odell. Do you know what he totaled that comp?
I was 900
So, high nines.
equipped.
Equipped, yeah.
It was like 350 plus squat, 350 plus deadlift,
Yeah. Just insane.
200 and something bench.
Yeah.
Equipped.
All equipped.
He was quite a bit like leaner,
Back.
Yeah.
less muscle mass back then too.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe 110
Wow.
class kind of weight, yeah.
So,
But anyway, so that, and then I sort of stopped competitive powerlifting for a year or so because I then started prepping for another comp.
Mhm.
I did a little bicep tear. It was the start of my muscle tears.
the start of the injuries
beginning.
became.
Yeah, so I'd done a few injuries when I was throwing,
Mhm.
mainly my right ankle, because I used to blow the right ankle out every time I'd hit the front of the circle too hard trying to recover from the discus throw.
Oh, yeah.
And I hadn't, because I used to play basketball in high school as well. It's pretty good.
I want to see that video.
Could you dunk?
Yeah, I could dunk.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'd blown my ankles, both my ankles, and broken them.
All right.
Once on the left and twice on the right.
Shit.
Playing basketball
Jesus.
in high school. So I've always had weak ankles.
Yeah.
I think I did a minor pec tear from throwing discus and dislocated fingers from shot put. Well, that's just some of that sort of stuff. But then when I started doing powerlifting, that's when the fair income muscle tears.
Yeah.
Real injuries came into play.
So torn bicep was the first one back in 2009. That put me out for 12 months.
Jeez.
Bad
one then.
Yeah, well, don't have access to the same recovery methods that I do these days, right? But I'm going to leave that alone for now. So then 2009, moved around for work a bit more. 2011, I was in Moranbah. I was prepping for a comp. Did my back in on a 235 deadlift. Remember I was telling you about that?
Tell me about that.
You just skipped now, so for everyone listening, because you skip 235 now in your warm-ups all the time.
235 is now a weight that
just you don't go near.
Every time I think about it, I remember spending a week laid up in bed because I felt my back and had to get the ambos to come and green stick me to the hospital.
Wow.
So that was pretty hectic. So at 235, I don't ever put that weight on the bar.
In any bus.
Yeah, I'll usually go like 220, 260.
Yeah, now you can do that.
Yeah, so that's 2011 because I was prepping for a comp then as well. I did another smaller comp in there somewhere, equipped.
Yeah, and then when did you start Raw?
Raw was
because Raw kind of really took off around that 2013.
Yeah, I then moved to Brisbane in 2012, training weights all the time. 2013, I hooked up with Scott at PDC Brisbane.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then started doing powerlifting again, proper Raw.
Yeah.
And then what was your first comp there? Because you, that's when you entered GPC.
I think it was the state championships.
For GPC?
Yeah, I think I totaled like 690.
Yeah, wow. Common thing there.
At the state championships in 2013.
Yeah, and then nationals?
I went 800 at nationals that same year.
That same year.
Wow.
That's insane.
Yeah, because I was training properly and consistently.
Yeah.
Were you doing all your own stuff back then, or was someone running some programs for you? What were you doing?
I was running Scott's old Digit programs.
Yeah.
I ran those in through 2013 into 2014.
Yep.
And that programming got me to 890 total.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because
at Spring Cup, I think it was Spring Cup in the same year, 2013.
890.
Yeah, so I went 690. No, sorry. Well, I forget. That might have been state championships 2014. Sorry, because I remember hitting 690, 800, and then Spring Cup was, and then because that was my first year, I got the Pro Raw invite as well.
Yeah,
Pro Rule.
What's that, 9-5
or Pro Rule 6?
5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I hit like 855 at Pro Raw, something like that.
Something massive.
As
a 125 or a 140?
Yeah, they didn't have the 125 plus weight class at that stage.
It was just 125.
There was only, I think there was
120.
3.
Yeah.
3 weight classes. It was 110 and then over 110.
Yeah.
They didn't bring in the 125 class and the 125 plus split until I think Pro Rule 7.
Yeah.
How was that comp?
Pro Rule 7, I think it was, yeah.
Pro Rule 5, how was that?
Oh, it was great. That was Brandon Lilly and
Dan Green?
Dan Green were there. Yeah,
Yes.
that was Dan Green's.
That's when he went to the 1002.
2002, yeah.
Wow.
That was unreal.
Brandon Lilly.
Because you went head to head with Brandon Lilly?
Yeah, he competed in sleeves.
Yep.
And beat everybody.
Far out. And you went 855.
Yeah, I came second at that Pro Rule.
Because you are now from, I have to double check with Marcos, but you're the most capped pro raw lifter.
Yeah, I've done 10. I did 10 straight.
10 straight.
With 5 podium finishes.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
And your best podium finish, pro raw 9, second place.
Second place.
To Gwaine, actually.
Yeah.
You went 970.
I've gone second place a few times.
Yep.
Now, or twice. Anyway, but that was probably the sweetest one. Yeah.
The 970.
'Cause that was my first.
That was our first rendezvous.
Raw.
Yeah.
You.
Yep.
And first 2,100 plus pound total.
Cool.
Yeah.
You. And I remember because you put a number on. I remember this exactly. Pro or 9, I'm shitting myself. My first time really coaching a big name at this event.
Yeah.
Making calls, squats 390. Probably could have squatted 400, but you know. Squat 390, bench 235, 240.
235.
235.
Clutch
Goes to
grip.
pull, and I think Vasa is just behind him.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I remember,
Yeah.
This was a great comp.
This was a battle. Gwaine had won it. Gwaine won the 1,000, his first 1,000 kilo
So it was
total.
a battle for second.
It was a battle.
There was Arta from
Arda from
the
UK,
yeah.
and
He
Vasa, and Shannon Forreston wasn't too far behind.
Yeah.
It was
no,
a-
he was in front.
Yeah, and
He was
that's
he was
right.
beating me. Yeah.
So you pulled for second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had to pull his last one, and he didn't pull anywhere near this number in common. I think it was 345.
345 I hit.
Your best pull in common.
Yeah, so far.
And I was like,
Yeah.
I think we put in 335 or 340 or something originally, and that would have just got us third place.
Yeah.
Vasa misses.
Yeah.
Luke looks and goes 345, and I'm like, fuck, here we go. And I swear to God, I've never seen him pull that good. That was the
Yeah.
best.
So you'd already secured third.
No, I had to pull that.
He-
So
Yeah.
if you missed that, it was
He
all
was
in.
gone.
Yeah,
Not it.
Yeah. it then defaulted to Shannon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who also missed, I think.
Well, no, he hurt his back.
Did he?
Yeah, and didn't pull again.
And then it was Vasa that missed. And shout out to Vasa because him and Luke have had this battle going for ages.
We're 2 from 2 now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
seconds.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're even Steven.
That would
Big
be
Dog's 5, I think.
unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that would have been at Arnold's as well.
Yeah, that was the second one at the
Yeah.
Arnold's.
So mad atmosphere as well.
It was big that year. Pro or 9.
That was
Cause,
the first really big one.
yeah, because Pro or 8, the one before, it was big, but you know the seating was. It's kind of like what we had here,
Yeah.
but there would be people all around it. Pro or 9 was just like they had just length to all this
Yeah.
crowds, and then it just stacked up. But we were in the back corner, so you know where we were last year. We were in, if you're facing the exit, in the far back left corner.
All right.
And then it was that comp that then they moved more to the front
Because of
for
how
10.
big that comp
It was
That was the one that
insane.
made it go.
I remember watching I wouldn't say. I remember watching Will Crozier and Sebastian Orb that year, and when Will goes to pull his last deadlift, man, you couldn't move. Like it was insane.
It's packed, yeah.
It was fucking unreal. So, and then even on the Sunday because Arnie came out, it was huge.
He was real.
Yeah, bro. He
Wow.
was huge. So then, and yeah, I remember Arnie coming out because he came just after you. Because you scored at 390, and then whoever was next, I think it was Gwaine, scored at 4+.
Yeah.
And
Is that when you
430?
got 1,000?
415.
415.
No.
Yeah.
And then and then Arnie came. I was like, oh god damn it, that would have been sick. But yeah, so that really set you off because before Pro Raw 9 was Big Dog's 1.
That's true.
Yeah.
Actually, that was actually our first big comp together.
Yeah, oh, yes, of
So
course.
Carrie was still wrapping my knees.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. Because you had just started training out of campus,
Yeah.
coming across there, and I remember because you had just won 2016 GPC Nationals,
Yeah.
and he barely trained for it. You just got another job.
Yeah, so the start of that prep, I was actually working out of town during
Yeah.
the week, and I would just do a bunch of accessory work, and
Yeah.
then I'd come back on the weekend, and me and Kerry would go into the gym and just do squat, bench, and deadlift
Do all 3 in one session.
all on Saturday.
Fuck.
And she did the same.
Yeah.
I remember coming in some Saturdays.
And I still
Hey,
managed to
guys.
total 9-10 for that national.
He went 9-10, barely trained, won, and this was the back 2016. You had just gone through a pretty big shift in your personal life.
Yeah, we won't.
Yeah, we won't go in there, but big shift in your personal life. You've come back in training and you're ready to walk away from the sport.
That was because that was my third straight nationals
that
I'd won. So that was a good milestone, 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Which was amazing. You don't get that often.
No.
Big Dogs won, got the invite. Yeah, okay, good. We'll do that. Okay, and then hang up the belt, so to speak.
And so we're done. Yeah.
That was going to be the culmination, of my powerlifting career. Getting invited to the biggest comp in the country and the world.
At that point, absolutely. And you went 9:32.
9:32, which was another PB. Disappointed with my result a little bit at that comp.
You missed the last deadlift?
Because I just cocked up the execution, putting it bluntly, because I wasn't prepared.
Yeah.
Didn't train that well for it. And messed up squat execution, same sort of shit, right? Deadlift conditioning was just...
Did the status of the comp affect you in any way? Did you
Obviously,
think?
Yeah, every time. Yeah, I haven't competed at a Big Dogs and not been affected by.
No,
you're around some big people, eh?
Oh yeah, bro. Especially that first Big Dogs.
Well, actually, the first Big Dogs, I got less affected by it than the number 2 and 3.
Do you think it's because there was less pressure on you to go to the ton?
Definitely. Yeah. Mind you, the pressure didn't get to me that much at Big Dogs 3.
No, you were definitely more in tune. I think number 2.
Big Dogs 3 is the comp where I've been in the best condition I've ever been in for a comp.
Yeah, that's where you went 1,000.
Yeah.
That was a sick comp.
What'd that feel like hitting that?
Hitting that, finally.
Yeah.
It was euphoria. Yeah.
That was the goal we set back in 2016.
Yeah. First ever 1,000 kilo total. That's always.
I'll have to get the photo and put it into the.
Yeah.
I'll get the photo put into the
100%.
edit because there's a photo of Luke jumping off the platform when he's just put his final deadlift down. He swears to God he's 6 feet off the ground.
Well,
and I'm like, you're an inch.
I actually didn't even think I didn't even realise I did that.
Yeah, no.
Until afterwards.
It's the cutest jump. He's probably about, maybe not even a foot off the ground. And
it looks like you've been photoshopped.
Yeah.
I think that the distance I'm off the ground is irrelevant.
No, I'm putting it in there, calling you out, bro.
The thing I love is, if you don't mind me asking, how old were you at that comp?
41.
41.
Yeah, because
I think that's incredible. Most people, I think, running around at that kind of age, they're not thinking about trying to compete at an elite level.
No, that's true.
And obviously we could call it an aging lifter as well. There's challenges that come with that versus, a young buck running around. To be at the very top in the best comp, running around the world, that's just incredible.
Yeah, so that's actually an interesting topic of discussion. About the so-called aging lifter, right? Things are harder, without a doubt, physically, from a recovery perspective.
So you change your training a little bit because of that, you think?
But I think the older you get, if you're consistent, right? There's a bunch of presumptions here, right? So you're doing the right thing: diet, recovery, sleep,
training.
Yeah, you're doing all of that stuff.
Taking the whole thing is an absolute thing,
so
just training.
All of that being equal, as you're getting older, the recovery gets harder.
Yeah.
So you have to be smarter.
Yeah.
But also, the older you get, the more experience you get.
Absolutely.
The more
you're probably the best at
the more
regulating
intestinal
yourself.
fortitude you get. So you get to know what you have to do to achieve certain things.
Yeah, absolutely.
So. And you worry less about the whole, because the biggest issue a lot of people have, particularly when they start any kind of physical activity, doesn't have to be powerlifting specifically, right?
Yeah.
Is they think they have to give up a whole bunch of stuff. Right?
Yeah, 100% sacrifice for the outcome.
That was going to be the other thing I say I love about you.
They have to stop drinking. They have to eat different food, and so I'm giving up. But the older you get and the more consistent you get, you're not giving anything up, right? That's just stuff that you can't do because it's not enabling you to achieve your goals, right?
Yeah.
So it's not that you're giving it up, it's just that you're choosing to do something else that is more beneficial for you.
You're just growing as a person.
Yeah, so and that's a mindset thing, right?
Yeah.
And it's a personal development thing, right? So it's like the older you get and the more into it you get, none of that affects you anymore. So if you're younger and less experienced and you're just in first year or 2 or 3 even, because I was the same, right? I'm not going to kid you and say that I was any different.
No, you're human like the rest of us, yeah.
I when I first started lifting with powerlifting in 2013, I did it for a reason. It was because I was fat, overweight, unhealthy, etc., drinking too much, eating too much of the wrong foods. I was doing all of that stuff that I just mentioned, right?
Yeah.
And it has taken years to get rid of the stuff that prevents you from achieving your goals.
Yeah.
And doing the stuff that does.
Yeah, so that'd be a huge thing for anyone listening. Younger people coming through that you've got to start thinking about what's important.
The biggest thing for me was the grog.
Yeah.
To be honest, like I know we want to get into this kind of stuff, but I had an addiction.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, because 2013, 2014, you were...
I was still drinking at that stage as well, right?
Yep.
Into 2015, I was still drinking.
And still competing at a quite high level.
Yeah.
Do you think you could achieve more if you were...
Well, immediately I stopped drinking as much and then gave it away completely.
Yep.
My numbers jumped.
Exponentially.
Right? I've gone from barely struggling to achieve, a 900 total, 5,900 total. Once I started getting that right, bang, 910, 930,
Started saying
You went 9-10 at Pro Raw 7. Came second away in how?
Yeah, I was actually still drinking at that stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then...
Because the Pro Raw before that, Pro Raw 6, I still podiumed and whatever, and I still did well. Came third with a torn adductor because 2 weeks before I was pissed playing touch footy with my kids. Decided I wanted to be like a Lottie DeCurie or something or other.
Sidestepped it. Fuck.
Snap.
There goes the adductor.
Yeah, or tear, not snap. But yeah. So anyway,
So you're still drinking up until 2016 Pro 8? Because that's where I first
2016 I'd given it away by then.
Yeah, and that's actually one of the first comps. I went down handling Nath Davison, and I watched you squat 375 that year, and I remember
that was my 930 total.
Yeah,
my first 930 total. I'd given away the drinking at that stage.
I remember because he looks. I was like, "Oh, how you feeling today?" And he goes, "I'm due for a big squat PB. Squats a 20 kilo squot PB."
Yeah.
And that was a short turnaround from Pro Roll 7 to Pro Roll 8.
That actually took me 2 years.
Yeah.
2.5 years.
I remember
to get
like
that
355 to
370.
falling short of beating that. I think I hit like 350 a couple of times.
Yeah.
But then I went bang 375 because I was sleeping with a CPAP machine every night.
I thought you were about to say someone.
Yeah.
I was like, what? This is going a bit.
Here we are.
Yeah, well, mate, I actually call it DJ CPAP.
Yeah.
That's my party every night.
Oh, it's such a dad joke.
We go to the party with DJ CPAP and we go to bed and have a good night's sleep.
And that made a huge difference just by adding that.
Oh, huge, yeah.
Your recovery would have just gone.
So, CPAP machine, give up the grog, 930 total.
Done.
So do those two things, you'll total
930. Where's the CPAP machine? I'm going to get a buy one. So what about other recovery stuff? Do you throw in there with that? Were you doing much then?
Yeah, Stenzel,
massage,
deep tissue, joint healing, etc. Whenever I'm prepping for a comp, that's a mainstay. The last couple of years, the stretching with Nick Cowan.
Yeah,
fascial stretch therapy, shout out.
Yeah.
And they're the main ones.
Yep.
And just
good
rest.
food, good sleep.
Lots of good food.
Yep.
Sleep, yeah.
Taking nutrition
Sleep's
serious.
Yeah.
Was there so you saying, you went, you scored a 375, you made you made all these changes, but really you just made decisions to change. You've made that decision, and that's what...
I gave away the stuff that wasn't enabling me to achieve what I wanted to achieve,
Yep.
and then I did stuff that did.
Yep. Did you run the same pattern all the way up to the 1,000 kilo total? What did you change from going 930? Because then that same year you won GPC Nats 910 2016.
Yeah.
And then we went to... I met you.
Yeah, so the thing I did differently between the 930 total and the 910 total was my training
Yep.
became...
Less priority.
Well, it was less of a priority because
Work.
I was... the work situation, right?
Yeah.
But I still kept consistency.
Yep.
So I still maintained
Oh,
the
mate,
level of
to
strength,
go
right?
910 without barely...
Yeah. So I was doing
Training.
two accessory training sessions, mainly like rows and whatever.
Heaps of back work.
Heaps of back work, and then squat bench dead on Saturdays.
Yeah.
But it was consistent.
Yeah.
So it enabled me to coast through to that. And then after about nationals time, it was actually about 3 or 4 weeks before, when I moved back to Brisbane, was in a Brisbane-based role.
Yep.
And then was able to train a bit better
Yep.
for the Big Dogs one.
Yep.
But the one thing that I've done, I wouldn't even call it differently. I've just become more consistent.
Yep.
Even when you're consistent, there's consistency.
Yeah, but that's so overlooked.
And then there's
Absolutely.
and then there's just continuing to be consistent, right?
Yeah.
Because just being consistent gets you to a certain point, but then time.
Well, that's it. It's just, this isn't a marathon. This
You know,
sport.
you
I'm
get
sorry,
to
it's
the
not a
point-
sprint.
Yeah.
Isn't
He's
it?
number to show that 100%.
You get to the
100%.
point where you've gotten rid of
Bullshit.
90% of the stuff that's causing you grief, right? All the
Just me.
decisions
Yeah,
that
you're left.
decisions that you need to make to achieve the goals, to not do the things that don't enable you to achieve the goals and do the things that do, and then you have to maintain consistency over time. There's very few people who can do consistency for a year or two and get the exponential curve to the ultra elite level.
So who do you look to for motivation then? Do you believe in motivation? Do you believe in inspiration? Or
Look,
what motivates you?
What motivates me is, fear is not the right word, fear of failure, but if you wanted to put it into terms that most people would understand, it's fear of failure, right?
And what's it in your terms?
In my terms, it's whenever you set yourself a goal and you don't achieve it, you get disappointed, right? You think you're letting other people, even though you're not necessarily actually letting other people down, you get this fear of disappointment. So for me, it's all about maximising the time I've got left so that I don't, because inevitably we're all going to grow old, right? And we're all going to get to the point where, depends who you are and what the age group. Some people it's 50, some people it's 55, some people it's 60, whatever the age is. And you'll look back and you'll go, well, if I'd just done that and that instead of that and that, you have a bunch of what ifs, right? Powerlifting is a sport that has enabled me to continue to get that competitive outlet. It's a sport I can do in all weather conditions. Because this thing with the track and field is you need to have
Good conditions.
Yeah.
You've got to have a lot, because you've got to have a lot more time for it as well.
Yeah.
You have to do all the weight training, all the conditioning,
Then actually practice
and then
the
you've got to
event.
get out and do all of the technical work and throws and whatever. So that's how do I describe this? When I do something, I want to do it properly.
Yeah.
You're very
To
meticulous.
the best of my ability, right?
Yep.
No half-arsing things, right? So when I did throws, I was training 4+ hours a day, 5 days a week.
Jesus.
6 hours on Saturdays.
Plus work and all that.
And working, whatever. The military was good because every week I had 2.5 hours of work time that I could do PT, so I did training, right?
Yeah.
And then I trained more. And now I'm working full time. I've got a family and whatever. I'm still training, doing 4 days a week, plus walking every day now. I have added some stuff recently.
I love that too, man, because like your partner, family, job, like there's a lot of life outside of here, but you still manage to create a program and a system and have that consistency to allow that progress for you, but still let you to be all those other things outside of here as well.
And most of, I think on top of that as well is like you still give a shit ton back. Like you give a lot to, I don't know, myself, Johnny, the team. Like you, as Johnny said, you're not just a lifter, which is the best part. Like, and I think that's what also allows you to excel at what you do. I think people get too consumed in what they're doing in one thing and lose sight of a lot of things. Like I know I'm very guilty of that, and I think that comes with experience and looking at yourself. You know, you've allowed these things in your life to flourish and grow whilst they've helped you probably in powerlifting. Well,
see, the point I was trying to make before is when you've got a need, like I need to have a competitive outlet, right?
You're a competitor.
Yeah.
You're an absolute savage.
My work life doesn't give me that. I mean, some people can use their work life as their competitive outlet, and hats off to them. You know, they move up through the ranks. You know, they become CEOs, right? And squillions of dollars, right? I could have gone down that avenue on several occasions if I wanted to, but I don't necessarily see that as having the work-life balance. I like to have work-life balance, right? So I go to work, I put in a good day's work, right? I do my 8 or 9 hours, sometimes quite often a lot more than that, but so I start early and I finish when I can finish. But then I use the hobby or the sport as the competitive outlet. And I do as good a job at that as I can, right? So I structure my whole, even when I'm at work, you know, all my meals, you know, I make all of the meals every week on the week, you know, on one day, and then I put it in the freezer or whatever. So I structure my whole lifestyle around doing a good job at work, and then making sure my diet, nutrition, sleep patterns, everything enable me to train after work. And just recently, in the last couple of months, I've added in a daily walk. We've added every morning now we go for a...
You think that's really good?
That's making a huge difference in my recovery at the moment.
Especially for your blood pressure and just your cardiovascular
and so forth.
So that's something that's easy for anyone to do, right?
So it's something that I've always known. So that's an extra thing I've added now. Like
Nice.
I've known for a while now that I need to do more cardiovascular training. Right. To get the positive benefits. And I've not. It's not that I haven't been able to do it. It's just that I haven't prioritized it. And I haven't. It's that one decision I've made recently to add another thing and be consistent. That will...
Sometimes it's the simplest thing of just walking. The simplest thing's overlooked. Whereas...
It's so easy, right? I mean, like...
Anyone can go
we're only getting up a half an hour earlier. Right? The first couple of weeks was tough, and then you get to the point where you're maybe... But now, because we're a couple of months into it,
loving it.
Into the third month now, I'm beating the alarm up most mornings.
That's cool.
Getting to bed a half an hour earlier as well to compensate for that.
So you still got your sleep.
So because the sleep is just hugely important, and it has to be. You have to. A lot of people don't like to have multiple top priorities, but you have to have multiple top priorities because you gotta get a good night's sleep. You gotta do your walk. You gotta prepare your meals. You gotta go to work to earn your money, and then you got to make sure you're eating enough food during the day so you can train after work. Because the training then enables you to be fitter and healthier, so you can work better.
You can do all those things.
It's like this big loop.
So do you consider balance to be like, you know, you talk about work-life balance, but really it's like you're just doing this juggling act with all these things in your life, but they all feed each other.
It's not. I don't look at it as a juggling act either.
How do you look at it?
Well, they're supportive of each other, right?
They all
You're,
go together.
you're fitter, you're healthier, you've got a competitive outlet outside your work, you're less stressed.
And all that stuff probably helps each other, right?
Okay, you're at work, you can be a better, colleague for people.
Yeah.
And people will see what you're eating, they'll see, they'll know that you're doing something different than most other people, right? Because of the way you look.
Yeah.
It's simple. I mean, I had a discussion just on Friday with a guy.
Yeah.
He just come up out of the blue, and he's like, "What's your diet?" And he asked me for diet advice. He asked me for diet advice.
For those who can't see, he's a big boy. He's 150 kilos.
Yeah, I've just gone back under 150 now.
Yeah.
My morning weight's at 148.
Still got the biggest round his head I've seen.
Yeah,
So
that's never changed.
it's never going to change. It's only
Probably
getting bigger.
Volume size.
So
it's like there's synergies across the board, right?
Yeah.
Like if you give everything to your work, and then you say, well, I can't have a hobby because
works everything.
Work gets in the way.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
A lot of people will use that as an excuse.
Mm.
And some people have very demanding jobs,
Absolutely, yeah.
right? Yet they can still find time to ride a push bike,
Yeah.
walk their dog every day, eat the right food, and do 10 hours or 12 hours in their job,
Yep.
and get a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
Some people will do their 12-hour days and
Call that their excuse.
That's it.
Oh, I've got no time for anything else, but I'll go home and watch TV for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are probably looking at that
They're
comment.
bullshitting themselves a little bit.
It's, but it's all about prioritising. I mean, all the stuff I do, I still get time for at least an hour of TV every night.
Nice.
So what do you watch? What are you watching
Before
now?
bed. At the moment, we're watching a series called NCIS LA.
Oh, get around that.
Yeah, it's been out for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've just finished binge watching all of NCIS, all 17 series.
Jesus.
In amongst that, we've had what's that series that everyone was carrying on about with the Watcher dude?
The Witcher?
The Witcher. Yeah.
Did you watch it? How good is it?
Oh, it was awesome.
How fucking
Yes.
confusing is it?
Yeah. But I love how he says fuck. But okay, well, let's just digress.
That
The Witcher.
made a meme in itself, just that one word.
I know, it's so good. But how, the ending shitted me off.
Yeah, but that's the end of the season. There's going to be another season.
I know, but now I've got to wait a year and...
No, it's coming out sooner.
No, it's 2021.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
False
Dude,
information.
you'll be okay.
I know, but I only finished it this week. I don't know when this podcast comes out, but I just only finished it this week. It's still a little raw, bro. Anywho, sorry to pull off, but you've achieved a lot in the sport. One of the biggest highlights.
It's been great. It's powerlifting has given me a lot of good experiences.
100%.
Great experiences, actually. I've met a lot of amazing people.
Yep.
Present company included.
He's talking about you, Johnny.
I met Kerry.
You did?
Through powerlifting.
Your
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah,
At a comp?
No.
Or
just at
just
training.
in the gym?
Yeah, it was.
Just a gym
We
romance?
were friends first.
Yeah, lovely.
And then
Let's go to the movies.
have coffee.
Yeah.
Smooth.
Yeah. So
So you've achieved a lot. One of the biggest highlights. You're the first 40-year-old Australian bloke to squat 400.
Yeah.
You've gone the 1,000. You've got invited overseas to compete. You've competed the most at Pro Raw, podium Pro Raw. There's so many highlights. What's next?
What's
Still
next?
going.
I'm not done yet.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
You'll
Love
never
it,
be
love
done.
that. Yeah, I mean, he's
There'll
been
always
saying it
be
since last
something.
month. I remember 1,000 kilo total. Where I'm going to retire. Bullshit. Goes fucking Pro Raw
I
11.
don't recall ever actually saying that.
I will get multiple people to confirm that statement. I will call Kerry right now. She's like, I remember this. But no, so what's next on the cards for you? In 2020, I know what it is, but for the people, where are we going next?
Big Dogs 5's the next planned comp.
Love it.
Down in Melbourne.
Down in Melbourne,
October 30.
Thank you, sir. I was like, fuck, I don't know the date.
31st.
31st. I was close.
October 31st, and you've got goals in mind?
Look, I'm not setting the numbers now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm in the middle of getting my body sorted.
Yeah, obviously
So
after we...
at the moment, my priority is my health.
Yeah.
Yep.
and getting that sorted. So that's well underway.
Yeah, overcoming an injury at the moment, yeah?
Yeah, so I've got the only niggle I've got left that's bothering me is my left shoulder, but that's getting slowly getting better as the days go by.
Just coming off the back of, for everyone listening, a very fucking bad quad tear. How do you? Because we're going to Russia, you know. Yeah. We were going to Russia. Everything was booked. Quad tears. What's your first thought?
I actually was in a state of depression for about 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Big blow. Yep.
That's the worst muscle tear that I've ever had.
It was a 23 centimeter muscle and fascia separation.
Yep.
And then a 13 centimeter tear as well of the actual muscle belly.
Yeah.
Laterally?
1.6 centimeters
Deep.
across.
Fuck.
Because the muscle's not.
Yeah.
But anyway, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a solid tear on the VL.
Solid tear.
Yeah, it was black. It was blacker than for everyone watching.
That would have been horrible. What did you do to get yourself out of that mentally for the 2 weeks?
Yeah, so straight in to the hospital because, man, it was fucking hurting. Had to swear for emphasis there to make the point.
Oh, it's alright. We discussed that in the first
swearing.
You can swear.
It was bleeding hurting.
My mum will probably get mad at me for swearing, but...
So hospital, scan, just to work out what the hell was going on. And then ice, compression, keeping it up as much as I could. So this did the initial. And then...
now, when did it really set in? Did you know straight away, Russia was gone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as I came up, and it went pop.
Yep.
And I went back down, and you guys caught me.
That's a lot of... That was
first thing you thought of.
I knew.
Yeah.
And yeah. It just because I've had some pretty bad injuries.
I remember,
and I've rehabbed and I've competed.
Yeah.
Pro Raw 11 this year. I tore the back end out of my right shoulder. Didn't bench for 2 weeks. Still benched 242 and total 977.
Yeah.
Freak.
And I tore the hamstring on my second squat.
Yeah, I remember that.
And still had a third squat. And still managed to deadlift. So I've done some pretty...
You've done some pretty
good injuries because the tear I had in the back of my shoulder was a 2.3 centimeter tear through the infraspinatus, supraspinatus. Yeah.
So coming out of the quad tear now, you're in hospital. I remember talking to you. You could we're just texting, but you could read the disappointment in you. That compounds. At what point does it change for you? You're in this depression, because it was a big comp, I had
to make it because when you have a few injuries and you know what to do the rehab, you have to start it ASAP. So I started it, but I was still depressed. So it took me probably 3 weeks to come out of it. And the only way I was getting out of it was I was just, because I had to work, I was still walking every morning, so I was still doing everything I needed to do.
Yeah.
And because, as little as 3 years ago, the first thing I would have done was probably just get wild drunk for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Right? Because of...
That's who you were back then.
That's who I was. Whereas now, I didn't even think about drinking, right? At all.
Just how do we fix it?
Yeah, I was okay, what do I have to do? So you're still depressed, you still got all these thoughts flying around, what ifs, this and that, because it's cruising for a big total as the numbers in training.
Honestly, it was one of our best preps.
It was my best ever prep to date. But yeah, so just kept doing the things I needed to do every day.
Yeah.
You think that consistency helped your mindset coming out of it?
Oh, it got me out of it a lot quicker. Yeah, because coming into Christmas, I was fine.
Did you start thinking about it the next comp through that process, or was it just
the way that I managed it was okay? Big Dog's 5.
Do you think that really helped you though? Going okay. I'm not done. There's something else.
There it is. Let's make.
So I think that you touch on a good point there. you do get some pretty bad injuries in powerlifting, or they can happen, and I think a lot of people just get caught and like, I'm done, like that's it.
Yeah.
Whereas like powerlifting's not going anywhere. Like there's always another
I
comp.
still got plenty of time. I might be 43 this year, but
Oh yeah? Gee, I thought you were older.
yeah.
So Big Dogs 5 is the next one. Cruising hard. Pretty excited to see what we can do, like building off the back of this prep. We've got some more resources at our disposal now. Obviously with Amy from Target Nutrition coming on, shout out. Paul from Start, looking after your rehab and getting the shoulder fixed. I think Big Dogs 5 in 2020 is going to be a big year for yourself. Pretty excited we both get front row seats to the journey of it. So
It's going to be sick.
Yeah. No, it's going to be a slow few months. But
we do have a bunch of questions we want to ask before we finish. Before we get into that, you're a wealth of knowledge, very underrated, wealth of experience. What is 3 pieces of advice you'd give anyone entering the sport right now?
entering powerlifting,
Yeah.
get a coach would be the first piece of advice.
Mm-hmm.
Find someone who is at the level that you're at, though, right? Like or someone who has a bunch of athletes who are at the level you're at and where you want to be. So, obviously someone like yourself or Johnny, right? You've got a bunch of athletes at different levels, and you know what to do for the different levels, right? But get a coach and someone who knows what they're doing as well. Right?
That's always helpful.
Yeah. Someone who's got experience and even knows how to lift themselves would be nice. But the coach doesn't necessarily have to be an elite lifter themselves, right? Because some of the best coaches, look at Boris Shaker, for argument's sake. Was he even ever a lifter? Like, does he even lift? He's right?
I've seen him and met him.
I don't think he's ever lifted, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yet he is one of the most
best.
renowned and most qualified and most capped. Like, I don't know how many world champions he's
Created.
created over the years, right? And not just in Russia, in other countries as well. So,
First piece of advice,
coach.
get a coach. Second.
The second piece of advice is, and this will apply to everybody, right? You might be thinking that you're doing powerlifting as a hobby, all right? But when you're making lifestyle changes to add this hobby sport powerlifting into your life, don't think of it as giving up things. Think of it as replacing things with that are going to give you a better outcome.
Great.
So,
I love that.
and that comes down to mindset.
Yeah.
Right. So be prepared for some mindset changes.
Yeah.
Right. And your coach should be able to help you with that.
Mm-hmm. Third.
Third thing is listen and be coachable. Right.
That's a fucking good piece of advice.
100%. Yeah.
Because the coach is going to tell you things that maybe you don't like. Right. I've been told things, and I keep getting told things, even like recently, that I don't necessarily like. But you don't have to like something that someone tells you to look at it and analyze it objectively and take away from it what you need. Because usually somebody's telling you something, particularly if it's coming from someone like a coach, because they think it might be good for you and benefit you, right? Like they might be showing you an exercise, and you're like, what the fuck is that exercise? Anyway, a good analogy is like kids at school when they're in a subject and then they go, oh, I'm never going to use this in my life ever.
Oh fuck! I said that so much.
I said it. Even when I was at uni, I said it, right? And now I look back and all of those things that you learn over the years from high school, primary school, high school, uni, whatever, they all teach you to learn something and apply that in your everyday life, right? Because that equation or whatever that you learned in high school, it might have not done anything for you over the years other than give you the ability to learn something new.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you've got someone trying to teach you something new that's related to powerlifting, maybe just listen and learn.
Yeah. And
It's
maybe do it.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Because I know as a coach, when we ask someone to do something, we got their best interests at heart.
100%. That's really fucking good 3 pieces of advice. Very insightful. And that's backed from experience and a guy who fucking knows a thing or two about powerlifting.
Because I've made some dumb decisions.
So dumb.
Right?
So dumb. But, like, so dumb. But hey.
But I've learned from them.
Exactly.
Right?
That's the thing.
And the older I get, the more I realise that if you make a mistake once, then that's fine. But if you make the same decision and make the same mistake again, then that makes you dumb.
I like that.
It's a really good spot. So to finish off, we have
10 random questions, bro.
Yep.
Okay.
They're incredibly
first thing that
deep
comes to your mind.
questions. First thing you come to mind, it's got to be quick responses.
Hey, look how nervous.
You are on the spot. Favorite colour?
Favourite colour? Black.
Nice. Favorite movie?
Favourite movie? Highlander.
Nice.
Ooh,
Old
choice.
school.
Good choice.
Off with his head. Who would, if you go to dinner with anyone, who would it be?
Kerry.
Oh,
I love that.
that is beautiful. You're getting brownie points.
Without a doubt.
That's
I
actually
love
really
that.
beautiful.
I didn't even have to think about that.
No, that was the quickest answer so far.
What is your spirit animal?
My spirit animal.
Yeah.
Crikey. My spirit animal. We'll come back to that one.
We'll come back to that. Revisit. Favorite food?
Favourite food? Steak.
Yes.
Of course.
Would you rather look like a potato or feel like a potato?
Both.
Nice. Favorite superhero?
Favourite superhero is... we'll come back to that one.
We got you there.
We got 2.
Santa? Believe in Santa?
Oh yeah.
Nice. So do I.
Now, just to pause, right?
Yeah.
So, Santa Claus, right?
Yep.
Everybody knows he doesn't live at the North Pole,
No.
right?
Where's he live?
What is it?
Everybody knows that the reindeers and the elves and whatever, that's all fiction, right?
Yeah.
Right? But Santa Claus, he's in the freaking shopping malls every year.
Yeah.
Right? And there's little figurines of him everywhere most of the year, and they turn up and proliferate around Christmas time.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So Santa Claus is actually real, even though people think he's not.
I believe in him. He still brings me a present.
And every bastard's out there trying to impersonate him every year as well. So, you know.
He's real. Do you cry in the movies?
Anyway, sorry.
Do you cry in the movies?
Yes, I do.
If there's one thing you do right now, what would it be that would make you famous? It can be anything random.
I'm on this podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, what an answer!
It's going to make me famous, bro.
Spirit animal?
Spirit animal. Yogi Bear.
Nice. Superhero?
Superhero. The Hulk.
Nice.
Okay, just to add on to one question. What movies you cry in? What was the last movie you cried in?
Oh, yeah.
The last movie I cried in. It was recent, actually. No, I don't remember. I watched so many freaking movies.
I love it.
Was it a movie we watched on Netflix?
Yeah.
I forgot what it was.
Okay, so something on Netflix.
Man, I even cry sometimes during like series episodes.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, because you start living a little bit vicariously through the characters, right?
You just adopt them,
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh my god.
And then all of a sudden something happened. You're like, oh.
The soft side of Luke Poli.
Yeah.
All right,
Hey, I'll admit it.
finish up.
I have emotions.
No, really? Right, finish up. Where do people find you if they want to connect, reach out? Where do people find you? Instagram.
Instagram.
What's your thing handle? Luke Poli.
Poli.
That's it. Literally just Luke Poli. Straight up. I'll put it in the show notes.
Usually anywhere it is, it's real original too, right?
Yeah, fair.
Luke Poli.
And you're just Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah, Facebook, Luke Poli.
YouTube, which we're about to look up a bit
YouTube,
later on
Luke
after
Poli.
this.
I can't wait to see this video.
Even the old Luke Poli at hotmail.com. You know.
Yeah, reach out,
all
add
that
some
sort of
advice.
stuff. What else is there?
I think that's about it.
I'm not giving people my mobile phone number.
Well, can you? I'm going to give people your mobile phone number in the show notes. Mate, thank you so much for making the time coming on board. It's been an absolute honour, and obviously I think people are going to get a shit ton out of this one. lot of insightful hints. So thank you for coming on. I think again we'll get you back on after Big Dogs 5 and
Yeah.
have another chat.
Look forward